this whole chapter deals with corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, alternate or same side interior. So what we're doing now is proving that lines are parallel. There's 6 ways to prove lines are parallel. And when we take the test on this, part of the test is you'll just have a picture, and from the picture you got to say what makes the lines parallel. Okay? Now, it's all involving these things. Corresponding alternate interior. Just put your iPads away. So, that's why you need to know what these things are in order to do these problems too. So, there's 6 ways to prove lines are parallel. Okay? If one of these 6, we're actually only doing 4 today, and then tomorrow they add on the other 2, but I'm just going to show you the 6 right away. If one of these 6 things is true, then the lines have to be parallel. The first one, corresponding angles are congruent. So if you see a picture like this and it tells you that equals that, you know these lines are parallel because corresponding angles are congruent. Everyone put their iPads away now. Put the iPads away. Okay? Shh, quiet. Another reason would be if the alternate interior angles are congruent. So if you saw this picture, you'd say yes, they're parallel, and the reason why would be alternate interior angles. A third reason is if the alternate exterior angles are congruent. A fourth is if the same side interior angles are what?
Satisfactory.
Huh?
Same. Satisfactory.
Oh,
Equal
supplementary.
Complementary.
Complementary.
No, you're right. It's supplementary, not complementary.
That comes to my head. I don't know why.
Remember, these 3 are congruent, but the same side interior are supplementary. So like I said, today, the 4 types, they're just going to have these. On the test, when you do the test, you'll be given a picture. You know, you'll just have something like this. And if they're parallel, you give the reason why. So looking at this picture, you would say alternate exterior angles are congruent. You got to say that they're congruent because that makes the lines parallel. Because remember, you can have 2 lines that are not parallel, and this angle and this angle are still alternate exterior. It's just they're not equal to each other. When they're equal, that's when the lines are parallel. Now, the other 2 reasons, like I said, which is in the next lesson, they're kind of just common sense ones. One of them is perpendicular to the same line. The type of picture that would be is if you had this. If it's perpendicular there and perpendicular there, the lines are parallel. Now, this one you could also use a different reason.
Oh, it's alternate. Corresponding.
Corresponding angles are congruent. You could also, since that's 90, that means this is 90, so you could use alternate interior congruent. Since this is 90, so is that, so you could use alternate exterior, and you could use same side interior. So in this picture, any 5 of these reasons
Well, you
would
can't
work.
use consecutive interior.
Yep, you can, because 90 makes 180.
No, but I'm saying it. What if like just any 2 lines? I'm not saying they were 90. I'm
Oh,
saying
in this
consecutive
picture?
interior by itself, you can.
And then the 6th reason is they're parallel to the same line. That type of picture would be like this. You're going to have 3 lines, and they'll be labeled A, B, and C. And then you'd have to be given information. It would say that A is parallel to B and B is parallel to C. So, if A is to B and C is to B, what do you know about A and C? They got to be parallel also. Okay? So this picture is quite a bit different than the other ones that you would see. But again, that's in tomorrow, or the next section stuff. So here they've got an example of proving alternate exterior angles converse. It's given to us that 1 equals 2. And they want us to prove that the lines are parallel. Well, actually, you don't need anything more than it's given. You don't need all this stuff. The lines are parallel because what kind of angles are those?
Corresponding.
Alternate.
Alternate exterior angles are congruent.
That's a lizard.
Okay, so this proof really only had 2 steps. They added in that 2 is congruent to 3 because they're vertical. So since 1 is to 2 and 2 is to 3, then 1 has to be congruent to 3. Which, what type of angles are those?
Same side, or correspond.
Corresponding angles are congruent then. So, the problems are all the same like on the worksheet. They're saying now, they're just wording the problem different. They're saying find what x would have to be in order to make these 2 lines parallel. So, again, you're just assuming they're parallel. So, when you write your equation, they're always going to either equal each other or add up to 180. In this picture right here, if these were parallel, they would be equal because they're alternate interior.
Stop picking
So 6x plus 34 has to equal 9x minus 2. So you got to get the x's together. Move this 6x over and minus it.
3x.
Move the negative 2 over so you add it. Divide by 3. 12 equals x.
Cheer, 2016. Oh, Cheers, have you ever seen that? Really?
No.
Okay, so again,
Cheers is
the angles, it's the same exact problems. Shh, quiet. They're just worded differently. Before they told us the lines were parallel and you had to find x. Now they're saying find what x would be in order to make the lines parallel. So you're doing it the same exact way. So of these 2 angles, are they going to be equal or are they going to add up to 180? Equal. 3x plus 20 has to equal 5x. So just get that 3x out of there.
10.
So you'd have 2x equals 20.
It's like Matilda up in here.
10 equals x.
Super proud.
These 2, are they equal or do they add up to 180?
80.
Add up to 180 because they're same side interior. So this plus that has to equal 180. So you can just combine like terms right away. 33x's plus 15 equals 180. So subtract 15,
Come on, Matilda.
divide by 33, and you'd get 5. So, in this picture, they're wondering first in A, is AG parallel to CE?
Yes.
So remember, if they're parallel, one of those 4 things is true. Either corresponding are congruent, alternate interior are congruent, alternate exterior are congruent, or same side interior are supplementary. So, these lines we disregard. So if I draw that in, I know that this adds up to 46 and 67 is 113.
Oh, wow.
This adds up to 67 and 50 is 117. So are the lines parallel? Nope, because alternate interior angles are not congruent.
Oh.
So for this one, is BH parallel to DF?
Yes.
So again, now you're disregarding these lines. So looking at this, there you can see 67 and 67, they're alternate interior, they're the same, so since they're congruent, the lines are parallel.
Stop saying.
Here they're wondering is BA parallel to DE? So this is the extra line that you don't need. So if I draw that in there, we've got this angle is 135. This angle is 45.
Equal.
They are same side interior, and they do add up to
180.
180. So you just put yes. In the assignment, we don't need to explain. It's just going to be yes or no.
Awesome.
So on this one, BA is right there. DE is there. There's the line, so you disregard that. So this angle and this angle right here are alternate exterior.
They're equal.
71 and
Yes.
34 is 105, and so is that, so it's yes.
I, well,